Morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hondoke, together with Rev Yutaka Yamada. Today is Wednesday, the 26th of July, 2023, or the 9th of June in the 11th year of Chongyol Guk. So let's begin with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Chanju Champumunge Kyombe. Haro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English. Thank you.
가존맨세 7. 천일국 주인 우리 가족은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연의 활동과 연결된 의하는 생활을 통하여 심존 문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 7. Our family, the owner of Chongyol Guk, pledges through living for the sake of others to perfect the world based on the culture of heart, which is rooted in the original lineage by centering on true love. Thank you. So, I'd like to ask Chris Bruce if you could offer the opening prayer, please.
Join me in prayer, dear Heavenly Parent, true parents. So grateful to come here before you this morning. Heavenly Father, we really want to support what's going on. We hope we can improve today over what we did yesterday, find something more we can do as we follow this life of faith. And we know that restoring this world is hard, and we are being asked to commit more and more. We know that as we get closer to you, you're asking us to carry more and more responsibility. So we want to try to do that as best we can and try to remember our true Father's words of treating our mission as relaxation, our life of faith as an adventure, and really try to emulate the old words of the CARP motto, light, bright and exciting. It's a kind of life we want to have amidst this really so many difficult things that are happening in the world now, that we know that that's all happening because you're bringing to light what a fallen world is really like. And we also know that you're only doing that because the end result is near. We know that you never reveal to people truth unless the solution has already been provided. And the solution is our true mother, the solution is true parents, divine principle, and bringing people to you to know God, to understand your will and heart. So we're so grateful for that. We're so grateful that, in the words of our true mother, we are going to see the ideal world we've been waiting for. Thank you so much, and so grateful to be living in this time. I offer this prayer in the name of Chris and Debbie Bruce, St. Bruce family, Jew.
Thank you. And let's throw a warm welcome to Reverend Yutaka as he shares this morning. Thank you.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining today's morning Hondoke. Today is also the beautiful day. Let's begin this moment. I hope today's Wi-Fi is going well. So that it's the best. So now in Cambodia, in the Asian Pacific Leaders Meeting together with our leaders. So yesterday, Son and also President Yan, President Hori, President Moriko, or many leaders also shared a message. And also each nation or region also share some kind of the success model. And today is the second day. So many discussion and also other guideline were also can prepare someday the all contents, then maybe we can share and discuss together. Because those guidelines is a little bit detailed or deep. And first, I think we have to digest. They may be easy to share. So I believe we can share and also we can discuss maybe next opportunity. So anyway, President Song message is really strong and with comfortable manner. So we could feel that. I think we received a message on last Sunday. So you could feel our President Yon Chon-son's powerful feeling and also determination and share. So we can also learn many things. And last night, we had also Chonshimon prayer here. And actually, yesterday, I am the one who gave that sharing about Oceania. Then last night in Chonshimon prayer time, Yon purchased the headquarter building 3 years ago, together with Australia leaders and brothers and sisters. So he really remembered that moment. Always before buying our Australian brothers and sisters was thinking to have the headquarter building in Australia. So a small house and always wishing, dreaming, and also thinking that then finally Australian brothers and sisters, together with of course our two parents, purchased that headquarter. So when we bought that building and he went to McDonald's in front of our peace embassy, right? And all brothers and sisters also followed to two parents. Two parents went to the second floor and another all brothers and sisters went to the first floor. So that hamburger McDonald's house already full, become full of our members. And they are so much excited to have the embassy. And he remember at the 20 years more than that. So those memory is the great time. How my connection is okay? Voice is okay? Some cut? I think because of maybe Wi-Fi. Anyway, please, let's try. Better to turn off my camera. Maybe try.
Your camera's okay, but your
Because last
voice
time
is a little bit breaking.
almost similar. Okay, try. Because someone sent me a message. Okay, so
You're
anyway,
okay.
today is also the Wednesday, the breakout session. So after that, let's have the breakout session. Okay, so let's continue to read the mother's message. So global unity through true parents, through mother's anthology volume 2. The path of life for all humankind. So let's read. Mrs. Barbara.
It's not coming up. Thank you. True love is the reason.
Coming out.
It's okay. True love is the reason God created the universe. I'm sorry, I'm not very well today. When human beings reach the state of consciousness in which they are able to love the universe, all the doors of the universe open to them. For example, I am just a tiny being occupying this space right here. However, centered on love, I can have a reciprocal relationship with a being of any size or magnitude. Let us say that God is an extremely large being. Then, by the power of love, I can rise to a position reciprocal to that of the absolute God. This is possible because love is an attribute of God.
Yes, thank you. When human beings reach the state of consciousness in which they are able to love the universe, all the door of the universe open to them. So through love or human and also the universe, how can we connect with ideal of God? This is the problem. That's why we have to open this gate and we have to go through and we have to enter that place. Okay, please.
Thus, a person
Is
who
it slow to
recognizes
appear?
and keeps God's covenant of love can enjoy freedom anywhere in the universe. A person who is intoxicated with God's love can examine a single grain of sand for 1,000 years without ever getting bored. Such a person will see light radiating from his or her own hand. When lying alone at night, a person feels as if he or she is lying on a golden bed and radiating golden light. This may sound unbelievable, yet it is true. If you reach this state, you can stand on a hilltop and feel that all creation is cheering to welcome you. Have you ever experienced this? The thought that we are born into a universe of love not only gives us a feeling of infinite happiness, it also makes us want to proclaim to the world, hey, look at me. God was working in the laboratory and made the most ideal, most sensational discovery. That discovery is each one of us.
Yes, thank you. Who is or what is original myself? And also if we meet the God's love and if we could feel the really heart of God's love, then what's happened? Three parents had already this kind of experience and meeting with God. That's why he could share the experience to us. Mother said, a person who is intoxicated with God's love can examine a single grain of sand for 1,000 years without ever being bored. Such a person will see light radiating from his or her own hand. When lying alone at night, a person feels as if he or she is lying on a golden bed and radiating golden light. So those also expression was so much beautiful. How we could feel and how can we imagine those feeling? At least because three parents could have experienced, that's why he could share to us. And because of the three parents sharing example experience, then also we can target that and someday we can reach the same feeling and same moment. Okay, please.
We are created in a position reciprocal to God's love. Therefore, any act of self-destruction is the greatest of sins.
This is mute yourself.
Sorry, I don't know how that happened. Have you heard anything? Sorry. We are created in a position reciprocal to God's love. Therefore, any act of self-destruction is the greatest of sins. Conversely, loving and protecting oneself are acts of great goodness. That is why suicide, the act of self-destruction, is such a momentous violation of heart. Suicide contributes to breakdown of the universe.
Yes, thank you. So mother is explaining about the suicide. So whose are we belong? Actually, myself is not for myself. That's why ignoring myself, or even the suicide or killing myself, that meaning that things itself is really great sin. Already there is no concept about God, only just thinking myself, or even totally ignoring the real owner of our human beings. That's why how we could recognize my self-value or original value of myself or real connection with God. So once again, those moments we have to think our relationship with God and even our identity or value of myself. Please.
A person might be imprisoned and tortured to the point of vomiting blood. In that moment, if he or she feels God's love, that suffering becomes a key that opens the door to God's embrace with a love that penetrates to the marrow of his or her bones. A person who perceives his or her suffering in such a way is able to face death with happiness.
Yes, thank you. So this message was actually given by True Mother, but before that, True Father gave this message first, right? That's why those experience in the prison, surely those experience also experienced by True Father. So how much that moment to stay in the prison, this moment was really suffering or painful way. How much he was lonely, how much he was also the painful, and how much he could overcome those suffering moment. And he was seeing the God's heart, God's love, and they are finding the God's existence. And in order for God not to be sad, I'm not sure it's correct explanation. In order for God not to experience the sad moment continuously, through Father, of course, through Mother, went this way. How can comfort God? How can protect God? How can we encourage God? So through those messages, we could find the heart of our true Father, heart of our true parents. Okay, please.
I'm just waiting for it to cut. By this example, we see that anyone who lives within the power of true love is a person of great strength. Even if someone were to offer this person a country or the world, he or she would not be swayed. Even Satan would be forced to surrender before such a person. Such an individual, called by God to represent all humankind, centering on this cosmic love, would be the Messiah. Jesus came as that representative. We can never find this universal love without going through the Messiah. It is reasonable to say that all people on earth will have to follow the Messiah. Jesus said, "I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father but by me." John 14:6. The meaning of this would be clearer if the word love were added. I am the way and the truth and the life and the love. No one comes to the Father but by me.
Mother said, by this example, we see that anyone who lives within the power of true love is a person of great strength. Even if someone were to offer this person a country or the world, he or she would not be swayed. Even Satan would be forced to surrender before such a person. So, True Parents is explaining about those human beings And actually ourselves, our human beings, also the same existence like those absolute existence. How can we recognize our real absolute value and how we can understand and the meaning of our existence? Okay, please.
Just waiting for the delay. The divine principle of the Unification Church teaches that energy is produced when a subject partner and object partner become one. In a family, parents hold the position of the subject partner and children hold the position of object partner. Once they have a reciprocal relationship of love, they become one entity, a true family. This entity then becomes a new object partner that can unite with a larger subject partner. With God as a subject partner, the parent-child union becomes one with God. We can also say that when a perfect subject-object partnership is formed with God, centering on the ideal of love, God and humankind can exist in total oneness. When the realm of love between God and humanity becomes a reality, the light of love will shine throughout the universe, as bright and constant as the sun.
Yes, thank you. So this is the final slide. I read the last part. With God as the subject partner, the parent-child union becomes one with God. We can also say that when a perfect subject and object partnership is formed with God, centering on the ideal of love, God and humankind can exist in total oneness. When the realm of love between God and humanity becomes a reality, the light of love will shine throughout the universe as bright and constant as the sun. So three parents is explaining our human beings' original state and the original kind of the appearance. So now we are sharing about the experience or the moment to meet with God, how we can reach that moment, how we can recognize this real existence of connection with God, and how we can recognize even the value of ourselves. So parents training many kind of the different expression or experience about the moment of meeting with God and also feeling with God and also God's love. So if we can feel and we can experience that moment, become the most beautiful or happiest times. So today we shared those messages. So I'm really sorry because of the Wi-Fi, some connection or this really not comfortable or not suitable things, but I some point of our through parents message. So today is Wednesday. Let's really share our heart experience. If you can have a beautiful moment of love with God, this is also the great sharing. So anyway, I thank you for joining today's morning. Okay, have a great time. 감사합니다.
Thank you, Rev Yutaka, for sharing with us. And as you mentioned, today we can have our breakout sessions and can share there, and hopefully it's a bit clearer. So I'll just create the rooms. We'll just automatically go in and please join. There we go.
Let's just, this is, well, on, off.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, John.
Oh,
Look,
John is coming up.
I think.
So, Debbie, as you know, Anita's traveling down to Melbourne tonight, and she's looking forward to spending time with you.
What do you say?
Anita.
Anita's coming here.
Yeah, she's coming Saturday.
Yes.
I'm gonna pick her up at 7:50 in the morning.
Right.
She always likes to hang out with us.
Yes, she does that much. Yeah, very much so.
Because we're so young.
Yeah. Young spirit. Yeah.
Yeah, what's her name? I think Jacinta's daughter will be here though. Jacinta Moreau.
Yep.
Melanie.
Melanie, yeah, Melanie.
Yes, she's a good friend of Melanie. She's a good friend of Melanie. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, John, you were doing the Johnson one prayer last night too, were you? Or
Yeah, we it was, suddenly, well, for me, it seemed like it was sudden. Maybe the others knew about it earlier, but yeah, we did Chongsim One prayer. We went to the headquarters of Cambodia, where they have which is about 40-minute drive away from the hotel we're at, and everyone went. So there was the members and all the leaders. So there's and together with Dr. Song, and before we started, Dr. Kim, who's in charge of our branch, Chombo, he was there and organised. So we did sort of like a special one. So we didn't do it live. We did it under his guidance, and he helped us to it ended up being like just over 2 hours total time. And he explained how every time that Dr. Song comes to Chompion, he always joins the prayer visual every day, even though he has a very busy schedule, and he's very impressed how Dr. Song is really so dedicated and so focused on doing the prayer and really offering it to heaven and offering it to our true mother. And we started off with regular sort of things in a way, with a bit of a video and some testimonies, and then got into the prayers, and everyone is praying in their language. So the Koreans in Korean, and that I was impressed actually that when Dr. Song had the mic and he was praying, and then all of us were sort of praying together in unison. He was actually praying in English, and I appreciated that, and I could understand his prayer, and very deep and very much focused on really following True Mother. And his guidance, as Reverend Yutaka said, we need to digest it and understand it, and then we'll be able to present better. But really his focus is absolute alignment with Mother, and everything that he does is in order to carry out True Mother's instructions. So he's got a very clear plan on how to work together to really bring about better unity, better transparency, better communication, a better this real new wineskin sort of process, and how we can all be a part of it. And it was very good to hear his prayer and to listen to his sincere heart, and really a lot of focus was on utmost sincerity moves heaven, and how we can really join that same process. So it was so we got back pretty late, and so we didn't really sleep so much, maybe an hour or so, and I think probably Reverend Yutaka less. And then something that Dr. Song is doing with all the leaders here, he's doing as much as possible smaller meetings, and sometimes even one-to-one meetings with leaders. And this morning's breakfast, I'm down in the group that's going to have a smaller breakfast just with Dr. Song, and he really wants to understand every situation in every country, and how this new international headquarters can really help us fulfill Mother's desire, and really bring about national restoration of every nation, including I'm sure Australia, and how we can make sure that can be carried out. So that's very good. I
Thank
seem
you
to
for
have
sharing
a
that. Thank you.
that's okay. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm looking very jaundiced. This yellow.
You're looking great. Looking fine. There's a bright halo behind you.
Is that what it is? A golden aura.
Yeah.
It's the golden light that Father was talking about. When you're one with God, you.
I hope that's the case.
That's it, Reverend John. The golden glow. Now you make me feel bad when you say everybody was praying in their own language, but Reverend Dr. Song prayed in English, and you appreciated that. When I pray by myself, I always pray in English because I think in English, I dream in English. Already the Italian language is not. But when we pray together, I don't want anybody to know what I'm praying, and I pray in Italian. I always pray in Italian. I don't want anybody to know what I'm talking about to God. It's between me and God. How does anybody feel comfortable to pray aloud, even yelling in English when it's just I don't like to pray in public, as you know. Anyhow, I guess I need to make an effort, but how does everybody feel about? I don't know. I don't want to. Anyway, I feel bad now that you said that.
Well, I think it's losing and not thinking of yourself, not being concerned. I think that's just part of the different levels of things that we have to go through to really reach the heart of God. Because if we're really praying in earnest, it doesn't really matter. I said, well, it shouldn't really matter who's listening. It's more that matters is that God's and your heart or my heart, connect and are one, and when that's achieved, then we know miracles can happen. Yeah. So yeah.
Try.
So when you come back, John?
Leave on the 27th, so we got another a day together here, and then sort of it's a late flight, so I end up arriving back in Sydney in the morning on the 28th.
Right.
So, and so that actually, that's a good point. We're both, I think, traveling, so someone else we need to help look after Hundok on that morning when we're traveling, because we'll be in the plane while it's on. Well, I certainly will be. I think same with Rev Yutaka. Mrs. Margaret will do. Yeah, okay. We're in the same room. He just heard me. Well, how is everyone? How's Rex? How are you?
I'm okay. Yeah, so I think when you during the Chongqing prayer, you pray each one in his own language, shows that God doesn't matter which language you're speaking. And so how did he hear your prayers? Some pray in Korean, Japanese, in English, so in French, whatever. So God can just listen, doesn't care about our language. You show that really we are really one family.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it doesn't matter what we pray. That's right. Yeah.
John, you would have had, obviously, the expression, it's all Greek to me. So I guess to God, it's all Greek to him. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's right. Yeah, it's
Also, I think
yeah.
it was also a big challenge for each one. So Uncle John for praying Greek, so I think you really have to struggle much praying English.
I mean, even though Greek is my first language, I haven't used it so much. I think in English, so I certainly more comfortable to pray in English than to pray in Greek. At the odd time, I have prayed a little bit in Greek when I felt spirits come to me and then express that. But mostly you pray in, I would imagine, the language you're most comfortable with. So that's why I found it interesting that Dr. Song prayed in English mostly. I mean, he did say some Korean here and there, but mostly in English. And I thought that was interesting because he was definitely praying very comfortably. It wasn't. I didn't get the feeling he was putting it on for show or people could understand it. But yeah, he just did it very naturally. So I found that very interesting. And I must admit, when I hear someone praying strongly and they are praying in English, that I often, my own prayer sort of merges with what they're saying. And so I feel closer when that happens. But then when people are praying in their own language and they're praying strong, I also feel that heart and spirit, and also still feel closer. And so but then sometimes I think I shouldn't be distracted. I should be just praying earnestly myself instead. It shouldn't matter what others are doing, but it's everyone has different experiences, I'm sure. Yeah.
You'd be obviously aware of the fires that are happening in Greece at the moment.
No, we're sort of, I haven't been checking
Anyway,
it.
well, yeah, okay. So there's been some very major fires happening in some of the Greek islands, and I
Wow.
know that Kathy's been over in Greece. I don't. Is she still over there? Does anyone know, or is she back in New Zealand? Or I was thinking of her because she went to Greece for a period of time.
Yeah, because of her son, and she has been there for yeah. I haven't seen her in Hundok.
No, not for a while. But yeah. So I'm just curious because anyway, these fires are quite severe, and many people are kind of like being trapped and stuff because they're on islands and stuff. So
Wow.
yeah, it's kind of big news.
I'll have to check. I mean, you don't often get, well, I don't often hear of major fires in Greece. So, yeah, I'll listen to the news after this.
Yeah, there is a world out there,
Yeah, there is a world out there. Yes.
Another reality that's happening, parallel reality.
Wow. I see Josephina there. You have anything you want to say, Josephina? Well, that's because I don't see any image. I'm assuming it's Josephina. It could be Reverend Seti. Maybe you can't. No. Maybe she can't hear us. And how are you, Debbie?
What did he say?
Debbie.
What am I supposed to- Oh, we're just gonna have the winter sonata here on Saturday. And I'm just hoping. I have a little girl named Tui. She's from South Vietnam.
Oh,
And she's been here once already. And she's a really wonderful little girl. She helps us with the sausage sizzle. And so anyway, she's going to come this Saturday to the sonata and maybe bring a few friends with her. So, yeah.
so when you say little girl, how old is she?
Well, she's in her 20s.
20s.
She's not.
She's
I mean,
30.
compared.
She's 30.
Oh no, she's 30. Oh my gosh. He knows more about her than I do. Yeah,
in her
she's 30.
30s.
Yeah, but she's going to university here. And she the other day she brought a package here. And in the package, have you ever seen those dream catchers?
Yeah.
She made a big dream catcher, and she made it for Lily, Daniel's daughter.
Yeah.
So she's just really got a nice heart. She's a good person. So hopefully, I don't know if she'll ever study the principle, but anyway, she's connecting with us a bit.
So she's coming to join the Winter Sonata, but she's just, how did she get to know us?
How does she know her?
I just through the sausage sizzle she came.
No, she came for when you went to fish the beach.
Oh yeah, she came to know us because the Women's Federation had a beach cleanup, and I went there, and she heard about it, and she came to the beach cleanup, and then I ended up cleaning up with her and stuff, and then I gave her my card, and then she called me, and yeah, so she's really connecting with us, and hopefully I don't know about the religious way yet. I'm not sure, but through the Women's Federation, she's connecting. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Yeah, so she wants to come and help. That's great. Yeah.
I went to visit
Meet
a
each other.
Nepalese family yesterday, Nabin
Oh, yeah.
and Kavita.
What's his
And
name?
I went to visit a Nepalese family that they're blessed. They were blessed in 2 years ago,
Yeah.
last April, not this past April, but the one before.
Yeah.
They have not been coming for a while. They had a baby girl, and also he is quite ill still with that condition that I don't remember the name. It's a bit complicated. But anyhow, so I found out that they're going to send his mother has been here since the birth of the new girl, which is she's now it was already 10 months ago. So in September, the mother's visa expires, and
Oh, I
she'll go
see.
back to Nepal. And then the two daughters are going with her, and they're going to stay in Nepal for 1 year. So during this time, the wife, Kavita, she will focus on her master's. She failed the practical test of the nursing. She's getting a master's in nursing, so she has to really focus hard. And he's trying to recover. But when I mentioned to him, I went to visit him by myself, so we could speak freely about what's going on in our community. And he asked many questions, and he heard we have a house in Granville, and he wanted to know if it was like a center with lectures. He is really keen to study, to connect. And then he's waiting for Reverend John to come back so we can visit this house. He just wants to see it. I say, well, it's a home. It's not a center. It's a home, but if you want to study, if you have friends, especially the Nepalese friends, we can arrange. I'm sure we can arrange with Reverend John to use that place. But I'm thinking, yeah, for the whole next year from September, they're actually free, and especially his family, quite a few members of his family are blessed in Nepal.
Yeah, his
And
whole
that's how he
family.
knows our community.
Yeah.
Pardon?
His whole family. He
The
was the
full-time
last one
yeah.
in his family to be blessed. He
Yeah.
always sees himself as the naughty one. All the others got
Yeah.
blessed before him, but then he was really happy to be blessed. That's right. Yeah.
He would like his wife to really study the principle. But anyhow, I also have a lot of hope for this coming year that they can get okay, John, you froze there. Anyhow, yeah, that was really good. And the little girl who screams her head off every time she comes to church with a park, or even she sees us at her house. Yesterday, she was incredibly friendly and smiling, and completely changed. Anyway.
Yeah. But that's going to be quite a sacrifice. The two kids going back to Nepal with the mum. That's but yeah, that's.
Well, they're choosing to do that so they can
Yeah,
focus on his
yeah.
health and her studies.
Yeah, I understand.
And from my viewpoint, they can focus on the church.
Yeah. No. I think that's very good. Anyway, we'll be going back soon in 5 seconds to the other room, and then we'll pray together. So see you back there. Thank you. So welcome back, everyone. I hope you were able to have a good discussion in your group and got to share many things. It's time now for us to offer our unison prayer. So I'll just share the screen, and we can pray together. Thank you. Arju, Arju, Arju. Thank you, everyone. And have a great day, and we'll see you all again tomorrow. So thank you, and yeah. Bye-bye. And happy
God bless
now.
everyone. Have a
Thank you.
beautiful day.
Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.